Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening to this. Welcome. The KOKO Pods number 13, I believe. I must say, this one is a particularly good conversation. I think it's quite productive in the sense of certain subjects that personally interest me, such as, how we view ourselves in this new era of social media and things like that. A human I have on the show, Sabine. Very, very interesting person. I must say, she's has a fascinating energy to be around. Like super lovely, super, I don't know, she gives a lot. And her Instagram is mental. We've only really met twice before this podcast, and both of them in sort of social situations. But I always thought she's quite an interesting person. And lo and behold, we had an interesting conversation. So I guess that's how things work. But we talk about like stuff. Yeah, just I mean a lot about Instagram and body image and how that can be good and that can be bad in terms of like, posting sort of revealing images of yourself. I think you enjoy this one. It's not too long, and I think I'm happy with the way it came out, I believe. Anyway, let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, all the things. Let's get straight into it.
Hello.
Your laugh's so cute, man. I love it.
My laugh. I was like, I'm going to hear my laugh and it's going to be like,
You know what? The other day I watched this like TV show. I don't know. It was just like some weird like YouTube clip where they got like, it was, I don't know, like the Czech Republic or something. Yeah. But they got like 8 people from the whole country that just had weird laughs. And that was the whole TV show. And they're all like,
but it was laughing. One. Yeah, just cut it all together.
It wasn't even cutting it all together because obviously one person will start laughing and then
the other one
will start laughing and then they just end up being like a fucking room full of monkeys just laughing at each other. It was
just like a little like, what do they call it? Like cacophony, like or whatever.
It was cacophony.
Your name is like Kosovian?
Try again.
Because I was trying to learn your name because you never ever say your name.
It's Kostadin.
Kostadin.
Yeah, Kostadin. Okay. Yeah.
Kostadin. Does anyone call you by your real name?
Only when my mum's angry.
What, do you not like it?
No, I love it.
Do you not feel like I don't know, with like cultures and stuff, coming to like London and like, I don't know when you moved, because your podcast with Katie, you said you moved in year 7?
No, year 10. So I was 14.
So did you feel like you changed your like name to be, because people don't fucking remember my name, like registers and stuff. Like, it's, I don't know.
I don't know. I always had a nickname even before coming to England. Yeah, before coming to England, my nickname was Kote. But the thing is,
it's really not. It's like that's like very European.
Yeah. But also like the sound T doesn't really exist in the like English Latin
it's like
alphabet.
The R is like R. Like, doesn't really exist.
Yeah, it doesn't. So yeah, I never felt like it. I mean, I know people like nowadays get pressed about like, yeah, you have to use my full name, blah blah blah, all this stuff.
Nah.
But like, I don't really care. You know
it's whatever you want. Really,
yeah. And I love KOKO. Yeah.
I think it works. Yeah. I think it's like an instant like boost of like.
Oh, KOKO.
KOKO. Like, it's like oh, there's KOKO. Like,
yeah, it's KOKO. Normally.
And it's like non-binary.
Yeah, it's just.
It's fluid.
Could be anyone.
It could be anyone.
Because. And it actually happens quite often. Like, for example, if Ella says like to one of her mates, like, "Oh, yeah, KOKO's coming," and normally they think it's a girl.
It sounds quite like, but then it's like it works really well as like a man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very interesting.
Or a dog. That lots of people have. Have dogs
like
called
KOKO.
Yeah. KOKO.
KOKO, come on, KOKO. But yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Oh, shit, that was an intro.
Yeah, that was funny. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing? How you been?
I'm good. I think this is really funny because Coco and I literally, this is like, we have never actually spoken.
No,
like,
we haven't.
why me, bro? Why me?
I don't know. I've always found you fascinating, even sort of from the first couple of times we met.
We've literally met a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like 2 times on a hand.
Yeah, and both times have been here in this house.
Yeah.
You came to that weird barbecue. Do you
That
remember?
was banter though.
That barbecue was...
I literally thought everyone was gonna be like summer barbecue vibes, so I turned up in like bikini and like see-through thing, and everyone was like fully clothed. I mean, no, you were topless. No, you had a shirt.
I had a shirt and a little bit unbuttoned.
Big mood.
But that was that barbecue sort of turned a bit sideways at the end. Like there was people in the trees and stuff. Do you remember?
Randomness.
There was.
But like not Adam. His name Tim Price, because you have an Adam in the house.
Yes, yeah.
Adam in the house. But like Tim Price was described to me before I've met him. Again, I've only met Tim like 2-3 times.
Oh, because of wine, of course. Yeah.
He was only described as like kind of like one of those. He was described as like the one that all the girls wanted and everything. And like he was always quite attractive at uni because he was like a handyman and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then like I met him and he was exactly that. Like he was like obviously like gorgeous and like he was in a tree and everything. So it was big mood. I was like, that's literally him.
Yeah, he's going to love that. He's going to hear this.
Yeah, he's going to be like this big.
Yeah. Little confidence boost.
So, yeah.
But yeah, we met there and obviously the Halloween party, the legendary. That was...
You guys literally like hosted. How many people did you end up having in the house?
Yeah,
it was decor. I
it was
loved the
crazy.
decor,
Yeah, I don't know, probably like at its peak, like maybe 140, 50.
Yeah, I think at its peak 100. Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of people. Like every room was like.
There was somebody in it. Oh, your carpets though. There was like
blood
days. Everywhere.
It was. Yeah.
What was your room like? Didn't you keep it pretty like secluded up there?
Yeah.
No one was here.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't really want people coming up here because obviously my camera equipment and shit, obviously. So I don't. And obviously there was so many people at that party that I didn't really know. They sort of came as plus ones and stuff.
It was mega plus one.
Vibes. Yeah. But it was fun.
Yeah, it was really funny. I don't remember even dancing because I was just in like, I just don't even remember. It was weird.
How drunk were you?
I'm not a huge drinker. Like,
yeah.
I was like sober from alcohol.
Nice.
Just alcohol, yo. But like,
just
alcohol on the down low. But I don't really deal well with alcohol. So I don't really drink. You only really see me drunk and I'll be in a bad way. So I just don't really cope with it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, because you know what my personality's like. I think like I always get like when I'm just going to bars and stuff, they usually try and kick me out anyway when I've literally just turned up. So people always think I'm drunk anyway. So I think maybe it's just like just got a bit too much going on that I just can't really like. I don't know. Alcohol is fucking depressing. Like it literally is such a depressant.
You don't like it.
The week after it is an actual calm down. And people who say it isn't, literally.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it really depends on like lifestyle and stuff. But yeah, alcohol is in a good amount.
Yeah.
Like
if you,
it's enjoyable, but it can become quite obvious when people are abusing it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you post before. Where it's like like something about this country's obsession with alcohol needs to stop or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, maybe briefly actually.
Yeah.
I think it also comes from, I think in like a lot of the time in France, like because I lived in France for a bit, in Europe they're different with like you grow up kind of drinking alcohol in like more of a casual way. I never drank alcohol at home and a lot of my friends did, and then the like peak age of like going out and stuff, that I was in Scotland, and Scotland like you drink so much all the time, so it's like it's very difficult. I don't know. Yeah, so I think it's also like if you're going on dates, why do all our dates have to be like alcohol centered? Like why do you have to drink to loosen up? And
It does though. It does loosen you up.
I guess,
Yeah. But I mean,
it's an activity to be doing. Like,
alcohol though is I believe it's the only substance drug that like scientifically actually makes you more aggressive.
really?
Yeah.
Scientifically.
Yeah, as in like it affects part of your brain that actually makes you more aggressive. So it's basically the only real substance that sort of does that, which sort of makes sense because you see a lot of drunk
chat
people.
about
Yeah. A lot of people they get just more nasty when they drink. Yeah, I mean, in moderation. Don't get me wrong. I don't drink too often, but when I do, I do really enjoy it. It does kind of loosen you up, and you get a bit more silly and stuff. But obviously, there's a little bit. Yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
And it's like, but yeah, I think from my
I feel like you got the ick.
I get the ick from
of
people
alcohol.
who drink and like people who watch football and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a type of person, but you, from my perspective, you're really healthy.
Yeah, I mean,
because it feels like you do a lot of cleanses and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really about cleanses. It's just
Not
lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, lifestyle choices, just like how, like what I eat, fitness, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, it's the body and the mind is a temple.
Body and the mind.
Yeah.
The body follows the mind.
Yeah. And that way around. The mind follows the body.
Go round and round.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and drink my coffee.
Oh yeah. How is it? Is it a bit weak? Yeah.
No, it's good. I think we're in a very still setting. I'm very movemental. Like I'm like this. Like I'm like broken my neck. I must not budge away from the mic.
No, you can move it.
No, because I'll fall off the chair and stuff.
Because you're normally quite energetic and quite like
so
jittery, aren't you? So this is just like
but I can
pushing you to your limits.
I could be posed. I could be chill.
Okay, Sabine, I don't actually know much about you.
You know nothing about
I know
me.
nothing about you. Give me some context.
Wait, but this is good. No, what do you think you know about me?
What do I think?
Your perspective? You're like the only person that realistically knows me from like, I don't know, like an image.
Just an image.
What's your image of me?
What's my... Okay, well, that's a good question.
What made you think I would be good to come here?
Well, I mean, first of all, like, I guess when I'm conscious when I invite people on podcasts because I don't want to just invite people that are not okay about speaking about their life.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you're super open about just everything on like Instagram to begin with. You know, like like mental health, like body image, like all sorts of stuff, which I find super interesting just in general in today's society. And then just like, you're obviously like super extroverted and like love like just like just having a fun time around other people.
Yeah, I do love people.
And I don't know, as an image, I don't really know. It's quite hard to judge because obviously in the settings that we've been, it's been a bit crazy. And also I have been off Instagram, so I haven't really been like...
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did that because it seemed like you needed it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's tricky because like Instagram is literally a job.
Yeah, it can be.
Literally, like I'd say dating is like a full-time job.
Dating,
not like when you're with someone. To find someone good for you is literally a full-time job.
No, 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I am extroverted. I think, yeah.
To an extent.
I don't really know if I have. I grew up very shy and very like, but I was always kind of like the way I am, but just obviously in smaller doses. I think a lot of the time, like there have been like times when I've been like with like therapists and stuff, but like a lot of the time, like when I'm as like goofy is more when I'm nervous. And I think it's like, if I feel nerve, I'm just going to push myself harder and I'll just like push myself out and I'll just like, so I usually be like mad extroverted because I'd rather like, because I don't want to seem like I'm intimidating. I think like it could also be kind of risky. If imagine I turn up to a setting and I'm just like, Like,
is it kind of like a defense mechanism?
it is a defense
Yeah.
mechanism, like, but also like the amount of people that I think appreciate like when I am just like mad goofy, it just makes other people feel comfortable, and I don't like people to ever have to turn up to like settings, and everybody's going through their shit, so if I can just be like this like energy that like makes people feel comfortable, then that's like this all that really matters to me.
Yeah. No, I can actually relate to that.
You know,
Yeah.
You actually have. I think you have spoken about. I think you spoke about that with Ella or Alex. Literally. Like,
No, yeah, I can't remember. No, but I think I have. Yeah, just about.
It was Ella.
Yeah, just like that podcast was meant to. It just didn't go any direction. It was just like.
No, but that's the way it needs to be.
But no, yeah, I think I do that as well. When I don't like to seem intimidating to other people. So sometimes as a thing where I try and avoid that is, I sort of step away and I do become more goofy and a bit more fun, just so then people
It's
are sort of just like, people relax a bit, and then other people can sort of
exactly
do that as well.
It just encourages people to be more free with themselves. No barriers.
Why do you not like to seem intimidating?
Why do I not like to seem intimidating? Yeah. I feel like for people to think of me as, I don't know, sometimes people, right, it's really weird. Like, I have obviously witnessed myself through my life, and like I began at like such a bullied stage of life. Like, I was very ugly. I sounded like a boy. I would be like, just picked on all the time throughout education just because of the way I looked. I know it's obviously kind of like it's very common nowadays, but like for me to be like an intimidating creature, just like it's not what it should actually be, because you see me as one thing, but you don't actually know what I look like. Like I do look like this, but like I don't want anyone to feel intimidated. I feel like it's so hard. I guess like, yeah.
Do you feel like maybe from my understanding, like during school and stuff, you sort of there were people that you found intimidating and you don't want to be like them?
Yeah, I guess psychologically, if I were to represent or feel like the person that caused me, that would logically that would make sense. I'm getting psychoanalyzed.
Yeah. Some sort of therapy session.
All the fucking time. I hate it. Like sometimes my friends will say like problems and stuff, and I'll be like, hold back the psychoanalysis. Let them go through it. Like,
what did you go to uni?
Yeah.
What did you study?
No one really knows where I went.
Yeah.
I studied fashion design.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I was in Scottish Borders, Heriot-Watt University. I mean, like, I appreciate having done my like course. Realistically, I was never ever gonna align myself with one career only.
Yeah.
Like fashion design is great, but I think it's very like all you have to like. We were never taught in a very creative way.
Sorry, I'm just checking. You're still recording. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the icon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just went through too much during university to even be able to like fucking actually like do a course. Like it's a miracle that I even passed or anything. So it's just like.
In what sense?
I don't know. I just like I physically like. I don't know. It was just literally like too much. Like my mental illness was like severe. I literally, gonna get deep, yo. Try to commit suicide, and like, there was like just like too many things that it's impossible. I was very alone, but obviously I had like loads of people with me. But just like people came, and then people just went drastically, and I just it was just a really like 2018. Was literally the worst that any year could ever be.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can you even fucking be at university throughout that? It's just nuts. But yeah, so like uni, I appreciate it because like I learned that I'm like good at, well, basically I was like assisting everybody like else like keep completing their briefs and everything, because I'm like good at organizing and just making sure like people can actually like complete their creative work. So that like it's like that's why I wanted to be a PA after uni, because I was like I love working with fashion and like creatives, but it's just like as a PA like you're kind of capped with your creativity. But yeah, so it was good, it was nice, and it's Scotland, it's like free university.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I obviously have the student loan, but like you can like basically die without paying that off. So I mean,
nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That.
Yeah. Wow. Uni sounds a bit intense.
But you guys had a great uni.
Yeah.
All of you, like
AUB.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically didn't even go. I quit after the first year.
Really, you quit?
Yeah, I quit.
Officially quit?
Yeah, I actually quit. But
so you weren't actually...
You don't even go here.
Wait, you weren't at uni? Were you just living there?
Yeah. So I actually done 2, but my first year was foundation, and then I started my film production. That's when I met like Hawaiian and Adam and
Felt
Danny.
stupid.
Yeah, and then
that was later.
No, that was actually in foundation, and that's why I met Ella. But Ella actually came to UEL, University of East London. So
yeah, Hawaiian was saying she didn't actually go to.
Yeah. So she only did foundation at AUB like me, and then I started the film production, and yeah. It was great, but yeah, after the first year, I finished it and then I quit. But then it's because I was sort of working in the industry, and after that, I sort of stayed for another year. I just stayed in Bournemouth for another year, stayed with my mates Isaac, and then I'll just pop into lectures sometimes.
Oh my god! Wait, what in the lecture?
Yeah, I would just pop in because I actually I loved the course was really good, but I thought like I'm probably better off without it. But I just
following education, like I think like a lot of the coursework is like the way of marking coursework as well. I don't know really how you align yourself with it, but
I mean I don't mind. Yeah, it's got to be
done.
It's got to be done somehow. You know what I mean? Yeah, there has to be some sort of like.
So you were doing like film production.
Yeah.
So what would you say you do DOP work?
Yeah. Camera operating, editing. I'm a bit of like I don't know.
I think you do less DOP work.
I do. I mean, I don't because I don't post it too much. But I do work mostly on cameras. So camera operating.
Cameras.
Yeah.
How many cameras do you have?
I mean, I have a few, but that's the one that I use.
Okay.
Unless I'm renting something, obviously. Or whatever. But yeah, editing as well. I do plenty of editing work, but it varies. I think I'm, to be honest, I'm more attracted by stories rather than. I think I used to be really obsessed with the technical stuff.
Yeah.
And then as time has gone on, I'm sort of going the other way where I'm just sort of enjoying creating without worrying about the technical stuff so much anymore. Focusing on stories, etc., and I think go in that direction. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this because I'm sort of like cool technical stuff and cameras, I do like them, but they're more of a tool for me rather than the end of the sort of like the thing I just want to do.
It's not human. Like obviously the stories is like you can actually like highlight all these like things that you would never see otherwise. So just like make the camera the bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
But it goes to show though, you needed to learn everything. Like you needed technically to grasp things.
Oh yeah,
and it's good that you had the appreciation for that at that stage, and then now you can work with the stories now that you've learned.
Yeah.
So I liked your stuff that you were doing with, I think it's Samwise. You went on tour. You were like, I love like being at gigs and like shooting gigs. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, that was a fun tour.
Yeah, it just looked like you had like the best time.
Like, it was.
Scotland. You were in Scotland.
Yeah, in Glasgow. Yeah, Glasgow was great. Really small crowd, but it was well fun.
Where were you in?
Fuck knows.
Do you know they were? Like,
no, because we're just in a like mini tour bus type of thing. We just arrive and then do the show, go to the hotel, and then It was fun.
Big vibes.
Yeah. It was proper tour life. It was fun to experience for sure. It was hectic and tiring because obviously like shooting, editing.
Well, the edit.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Let's get to the good stuff.
Let's get a motive. There's a motive.
There's always a motive.
Yeah, always a motive, I guess.
No, I don't know. I guess, obviously, I mean, like I said to you about your Instagram stuff, I'm just fascinated with people in general. And I guess in this sort of like new age of Instagram and like, you know, people just like showing off their life, showing off their bodies. How did let me just word this question.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You word your question. I'll arrange myself.
I guess there's a good side about like going on Instagram and then I guess like just like showing yourself as who you are, you know, like just being as like honest and as real as possible, and like, and that might come in the form of just like sharing your personal like mental stories or mental stories. Just sharing your life, but then also like showing off your body, just how it is on like a day-to-day basis. And I think that can be quite empowering in terms of like just for yourself to just be like, cool, this is me, you know? But you feel oh no, not do you feel, but just a question in general. Do you think sometimes girls would feel I guess feel pressure to
show skin?
Show skin on Instagram. To
be valid, like on Instagram. I don't know. It's very well. I guess it's obvious that the pressure is there to show skin. You get definitely more engagement technically if you show skin, but I guess it comes from where did your following find you originally. So it's like if your following only ever found you because you were a model and stuff, then obviously your basis is going to be men and everything. So unfortunately, that's who the people are going to be engaging with it. So I guess if we're posting stuff, we're really posting. And even if we say we don't, we always think in the back of our head what's actually getting engagement. Because again, your Instagram will die if it doesn't get engagement. But like there's going to be an added pressure in the background about what actually... If you're not showing skin, you're going to get like 50 likes or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's always, it's very tricky. That there is obviously a pressure, but I didn't really come from, it's an interesting one to answer because like, in terms of what skin, like, would you say like bikini stuff, or would you say like, do people have, because there is like a lot of people that I follow that like they just post like primarily like modeling shots, which is sometimes when you see something in like an editorial or like fashion sense, it doesn't seem like skin is exposed because it was done in like an arty way, but. And then I guess maybe it would feel like there is more pressure to show skin in that way than to show skin in like just in selfie way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I just.
Did I word that?
Yeah. No. It's just. I guess it's like because on one side there's pressure to show skin, like you said, for the engagement and whatever. But then also on the other side, I'm not sure if this is true. This is just thinking out loud. Yeah. But is there pressure to be empowering?
Oh right. Okay. There is like basically I really hate. obviously I really hate trends. And I remember like a while ago there was like loads of jumpers coming out from like ASOS and it had like #feminist on it. And like, okay, we probably have to do things like that to make movements be valid and stuff. And obviously there's going to be marketing on it, or I mean, is kind of tricky. Like we're at the empowering stage of Instagram now is like obviously like the predominant amount that I would see on Instagram. Like it's very popular to be empowering on Instagram. And if you're not doing anything that encourages movement, then it's not really popular, or I don't know. But before, when I first started doing it, it was very rare and stuff, which is just very interesting because like of how popular it's become since then. I don't really know.
No.
The whole being empowering for the sake of the popular aspect is really tricky because it's like, shouldn't we be empowering? But then has that thought process been brought to us to kind of like minimize even our strength as women? Like, I don't know.
Wait, say that again.
It's going to be really hard to formulate.
That's fine. Like, go on.
If we were completely valid and equal as human beings, women and men, then would we even need to question whether the movement of empowering is for the sake of like popularity and trend? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I feel like if we were...
no, this is good. I like this.
Like, this is what I meant when I sit downstairs. I was like, I need to try not get spaced out because I have some heavy thoughts where I just like...
No, it's fine. Formulating hard thoughts. That's what we're here for.
It's a hard thought, man. It's fucking hard.
Okay, so... Yeah, no.
Yeah. Very difficult.
I guess, yeah.
Do we criticize women more because they're women? Like, why does a woman need to do anything? Why do we question why women do what they do all the time?
Yeah, I think it's just like it's I think it's unfortunate, but because it's like I sometimes I think whenever there's issues in the world that have been sort of answered, like like movements like feminism and stuff, and people think it's like it's like the fault of like men, or it's the fault of like certain parts of society or whatever. I think that could also be true, but also I think of it as another side where it's like human nature as a whole. Like for example, like if we take, I mean, I think a lot of the problems stem from just like media, just like worldwide media. But I don't think it's necessarily. It's just, I guess I'm just trying to peel the layers back because I don't actually think it's the media necessarily. I don't think it's the like media itself is I get the media itself is the problem, but the problem is the fact that we as humans just like the whole thing about, for example, if we see like a Facebook post or a Twitter post about something that like angers us or something that we don't like, we're more likely to click on it and then like engage with it. So then that creates like a weird thing within the media where deliberately people will write posts like that'll be to basically to people to click on, and I think that can sometimes give like a false impression of what the world's actually like. Yeah. So for example, like I see posts on like when people like the Daily Mail, for example, the greatest of them all. Yeah. Like they'll post something about like about celebrity and how she was too revealing or something, you know what I mean? And I don't think they actually care if they're revealing. They only do it because they know it will get clicks.
Yeah. If something is like seemingly faux challenging, then we just want to be challenged. So let's weigh this, weigh that. Like, No, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's like it's an
baiting,
unfortunate like thing of human nature where we like to interact with things that angers us for a good reason, I think, because obviously normally if something is angering us, then it's probably in our head wrong, right? So that's why it makes us angry. But then people can use that tool against us.
Yeah,
sort of.
We get manipulated
A lot, yeah. And I think that can give sort of like a false impression of what people are actually like in the real world.
Well, absolutely.
So, because for example, taking that same example about like the about celebrities and just women being more revealing than whatever than they should be or wherever. I think the media can over exaggerate how much people actually care about an issue like that sometimes.
Like realistically.
I don't know, but like this is just like
just thinking
out loud. Yeah.
It's very interesting. Like, I would have thought that people don't actually give a shit about nudity. Like, my mom didn't really care about nudity and stuff. Like, she was naked all the time. And, like, I was, like, always afraid of being naked because you're just a child. Like, but, like, people actually give so much like, whenever they see my Instagram, like, even the most open people, like, I'll be standing there and they'll be like, oh, my God, do you even wear clothes? And it's just, like, people, like, we're also open. Like, okay, so I went to fashion design school. Like, I was in like a creative school and I started fucking posting like nude pictures. Everyone was acting like I was like an actual fucking slut, like if that is a bad word. Like I was like, it was absolutely insane the amount of stuff that like spun out because of the way I was. But I'm like, I'm sorry, girls, we're literally liking all of these like fucking photos of like, do you know who Emily Ratajkowski is?
Yes, yeah.
Stunning. Yeah. Like, she's obviously like gorgeous and she posted like naked pictures all the time. And we like all these photos and these models, we like that. But like, as soon as why can't an average like person next door do that? Why does it have to be people in the like mass media post naked photos? Like, why do we have to be like supposedly like ridiculously stunning to post naked photos of ourselves? And why does it irk us so much? Like, there was no media involved. Every like individual fucking had a word to say about what I literally was doing.
It is unusual. Do you know what I mean?
But is it? Like,
I mean, yeah. If you
how is it unusual if what we subscribe to on our social media post the same thing? Like, why should it?
But not in like a friend circle. You know, like in your day-to-day life, you don't get too many people that do that. And I mean, more now than before, I guess. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it is weird. Nudity in general is weird. I'm sure.
It's so not weird. But like, why do people find it so weird? Like, why is it so sexual? I think it's because it's sexual that like people add that. If you represent as sexy, then I can't classify you as a friend.
If
you represent as sexy, then I can't classify you as a friend. So I'm seeing sexy photos of this is talking about me. I see sexy photos of Sabine, and she thinks she's sexy because she's posting this sexy photo. Who fucking dare she make me question myself?
Yeah.
Like, do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, that's, I guess that's more of a, on a like, I guess more on like a woman to woman basis where it's like, because I don't think like a guy would probably, I mean, guys are a bit more simple-headed, be like, oh, naked pictures, great, sweet.
Great.
But I think, like on the other side, I do think that can be a bit more of a, I guess like a competitive nature a bit. When like if someone posts a naked picture, then obviously they're gonna get more male attraction than the other girls, so then they'll get a bit resentful about it, and they'll be like yeah, and it's like, oh, she's getting more male attraction than me.
But it's bullshit. It's like, I only ever wanted to be naked so we could all be naked. Why do we like It's like, why would I literally like sit and like be best friends with people that like tell me that they feel bad about their body like one day? Like let's just all like be more free and like just post whatever. Like it's fucking, but it's,
we definitely haven't figured it out.
we have now figured it out.
We have not figured out the balance between sort of healthy body image and posting and being open about it and everything else that comes with it. I think it's just, I mean, we just live in such a world of like
how would you feel if you're how would you represent your sexuality, man?
My sexuality.
What's your sexuality? Or do you want to disclose this?
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I feel like I'm pretty straight. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was one moment in my time where I thought I was like, am I gay?
Am I gay?
My first sexual experience, I remember, it was this girl. I was like, I don't know, growing up, you know, I was blessed as in like quite handsome and tall and whatever.
Must be nice.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like that. There's a downside to that because it means you don't build character. Like when you're like all pretty and like and girls just they've talked to you, then you sort of like become a bit boring and a bit like I don't know, a bit like you don't have to try as hard. But then so this girl, she was like, do you want to have sex with me in college? And I was like, yes. And she was well hot.
Really?
Yeah, she was well hot. And she came to mine and I was honestly so nervous.
Yeah, you were too nervous.
I was so nervous and I was like a fucking plank.
Was that your first time?
Yeah, and then she came over and I had no idea what to do, and I couldn't get up at all. Like not even in the slightest. She went down on me and I was like, I was like, I don't know what is happening. And anyway, and then she left and I was like, I had a shower and I was like, am I gay? but then but it was like but then also I was like I didn't even know that was a possibility. I didn't know you could get into a bed with a girl and not get hard. And I was like, what just happened?
You were just mind blown.
I was like 16 and I was like, what is happening to me?
16, that's so like, wow, things were different.
Yeah, and then at that point, and then obviously but no, I don't.
Did anything happen from that after? Did you guys ever see each other again?
No. I mean, like we were sort of pretty good friends. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
did you ever explain to her? Did you guys ever fuck?
No, we didn't. I wish. She got like 3 kids now, though.
Missed out.
Yeah. Shout out Vicky. She was a good one. Vicky. She was actually jokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hardcore bitch.
Yeah, she was on the athletics team and stuff.
Yeah.
Good body, cheerleader and stuff.
One of those.
Yeah. But she was a fun one. But yeah. No, I think just straight. I mean, I don't I think over time in the last few years, you know, it's I don't know if it's become more of a pressure in society or what it is, but for people just to question their like sexuality and stuff. So I definitely like, you know, being around a lot of like gay folk and queer and whatever people, you naturally start thinking, you know, like, is there something else there? Because it's almost like not encouraged to be straight.
It's really not.
Yeah.
Again, it's a trend to be coming out.
Yeah.
Which again, it's like it gives. Usually, I would be like neggy, but like it gives people the right space that they never had. There are like sexualities that are finally being like spread light on and stuff. Which is, but there's a lot of. It's like why with so much more freedom of love do we have to therefore spread hate onto other things? Like that's just not fair. So yeah, I know what you mean. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then just a lot of it was weird. But then I think now I don't know. I actually really like being straight and a guy. I like embracing my masculinity and I love just like.
I think that's more free. I think you're more what's the word? when you're like secure in your masculinity is when you like you've like been able to give yourself the question and you're like, yeah, but you're actually just like, yeah.
Yep.
I'm fucking secure. Yeah, so
Man.
because they're a fragile. What's it? Fragile masculine.
Yeah.
People who are like, I will not think anything. Right?
Yeah. That's yeah.
But yeah, the reason I asked why your sexuality was how would you feel if your girlfriend have you ever had a girlfriend that posts pictures naked and stuff? This is a huge thing.
Not really. I mean, like, yeah. No, not really. I mean, me and my girlfriend aren't together anymore.
The one that I met.
Yeah. But the one before, she did a little, but it's kind of fine because, like, we played lots of beach volleyball, so.
Oh yeah.
So it's like.
So you guys are out bodies then.
Yeah. So it wasn't really such much of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, like, as long as I think this is the thing. As long as you're doing it for the right reasons, it doesn't really matter.
How do you know whether someone's doing?
No, exactly. Right. That's the whole thing. But I guess if you're with someone, then hopefully you know each other well enough to sort of like know if like someone's just posting something to get some sort of like what's the word? Not appreciation.
Maybe just attention from other.
Yeah, just things, like, you know, if you're feeling insecure and then you just want, you post like a naked picture on Instagram or a revealing picture on Instagram to get some sort of verification from the world. Validation, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Then I don't think that's a healthy way to go about.
Yeah, because going back to your first ever point, that I guess if people feel the pressure to expose themselves, if you are less stable in the way you want to present yourself, then you could fall into the trap of always exposing your skin because you want the validation. That is, I guess, what the pressure you mean. Yeah.
The pressure to be constantly validated.
Which that is quite a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that I have not fallen into that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's continuous. Like if we just keep push.
I mean, also, I don't think this is necessarily, again, I think a lot of things on social media, a lot of these, like, I guess, issues that we're speaking about, I don't think they're social media specific. I do think they're a bit of an exaggeration on life itself, because I do think, I mean, we seek validation in our real life, in our day-to-day life, you know, we do want to be liked by our friends and our family and et cetera. We do want to feel, I guess, some sort of validation from the world, to an extent, of course, but that can then become unhealthy whenever you're, I think for me, a bit of a red flag for whenever I speak to girls or whatever is when they're constantly looking for validation.
What does that look like to you?
I think, like, I mean, I'm very affectionate anyway. Like, I don't feel the need to, like, I don't. It doesn't happen. Hasn't really.
To be more affectionate.
Yeah, but you know, when people always asking for, I guess, just constant, you know, like, questions about physicality, I guess, just anything about, you know, about being pretty, about, you know, just anything that falls in that category. And I guess it's I don't know, because it is a touchy subject, because for some people it's a difficult thing to, like, to manage, because you want to feel like you're liked by your significant half. So validation is actually really important.
You need it.
You need it.
It's a communication.
A communication, and you want to feel wanted. You know, you want to feel wanted. But I think there's definitely, like, there's some sort of a line, and it's a gray area, which I don't know, but
I know what you mean. Yeah.
When people pass over that line, you can sort of feel it, that they're when people, I guess, like fight off insecurities with, I guess, just the need of validation constantly.
Yeah. And it's like constant, I guess, the hunt for validation always comes through like very negative terms. So people who are like looking for it, like just very like, oh, just like they just keep saying negative shit about themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if you constantly like, I've always like been it's like very tricky because like, I mean, if we think about like hooking up and like dating and trying to be successful with dating, like if your game plan was to be successful with someone, like I don't like thinking of it this way, but like it is going to make you unattracted to someone if they constantly present themselves with these like negative terminologies. So psychologically, no one is going to validate you if you are constantly invalidating yourself for them to validate you. Like it is nuts, like how it is so common.
And I think that's a great point. I think because I think it's and it's not even about. I think terms and stuff are important, but actually just how you live your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're just not looking after yourself and you don't, because saying stuff is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Saying like, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying I'm beautiful, I'm pretty.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
Yeah.
But there's another thing of actually looking after yourself, drinking enough water, doing a bit of exercise,
literally
meditating, seeing a therapist. I don't know, just like stuff where you actually progressed on being a better person just for your own sake.
Yeah. Separate of whoever you're dating.
Because that can...
People struggle with dating to separate themselves from their other, like, it's like you become like another half of somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like that though. I like to be like encompassing of the person I love. I feel like, I don't know, like...
What do you mean by encompassing?
I guess like, like surrounding yourself with that person. I am an independent person, like in terms of like authority and stuff. But I am also very good with authority. Like it's like I appreciate it. But with relationships, I like to be like all in. Me to go to the gym on my own and stuff. It's like, let's go to the gym together. Let's go run. Like
That's nice though. I mean,
I'm a let's do things together kind of person.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, it's also nice to then again be like single and stuff, and then like focusing like. But I get kind of like obsessive. So if I start like running, I'll like run too long and I tore my ligament. I literally was like, for some reason in my brain, I was like, I'm going to train for the marathon. Really just like, nice. Oh yeah, by the way, I really want to do that thing that you and Tim did.
What, the Tough Mudder? Oh, like, it's well fun.
So my vibe.
Yeah.
But maybe, I don't know, you have to train for that.
Next year. It's surprisingly not that hard.
It was like 60 quid.
Yeah.
But I was saying I could get sponsored. I think we should all get sponsored.
Yeah. I'm sure we can do something. Just like some charity thing. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. But...
Run naked.
Well, yeah, for real. That's a move. Imagine. I can't even. I don't even know. Yeah, but yes. So
okay.
There's nothing. Yeah.
I mean, you might as well be all in. I'm all in relationships.
Well, you sound like it, like the affectionate thing, like.
Yeah.
But you're not. It's just gonna be a turn off if people are like invalidating.
Yeah, it's
so selfish as well, because like when people do that, they're never actually like focusing on how you feel, or like you may care. Like there are like multiple points about it, but like you care about this person. It's gonna hurt you somewhat to hear somebody talking badly about themselves or even trying to seek validation. And then it's also like, have you not thought about how I feel? Like, validate me more. Like let's have a bit of balance. Like, so people are often very like, obviously it comes from like insecurity, but then it's like selfishness. Like, it's just tricky. Like, don't get in a relationship if you feel like, or get in one that's healthy, that you can communicate that you need validation sometimes. Like,
yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because some people also don't want to hear the truth as well. They don't want to
Yeah, if you tell someone that, like, I find don't tell anyone anything unless you're like blood with them or like love them. Like,
these are extremely tough conversations to have
because it's like you're psychoanalyzing them.
No.
People react.
100%, and I think also people that and in that state can be also quite self-unaware.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I guess they think they are actually just being a good person and whatever, but they're not making that a self-analysis of it.
No. How are you finding dating at the moment?
Yeah, interesting.
Have you taken a break since you?
Yeah, I did for a little, and then sort of like for, I guess, to distract myself. I hooked up with a couple of people, and it was fine. But I don't know, like this whole casual thing, it's not really too fulfilling.
No, it's difficult.
And don't get me wrong, like, I love sex, so. And I don't think it necessarily is the sex, but I love being intimate with people. I love just like me and someone else, like chatting, fucking touching each other, just like having a good time. Like I'm a big sucker for that. But I think I've gotten, as I'm sort of now reaching, like my late 20s, and 26 going to be 27.
Oh God, here you go. I heard you and Katie talking about this.
Well, I don't know. Like I just want something more serious now. You
want serious? Yeah.
I want
it's a full-time job, man.
It is.
Find the serious.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, also, still pretty fresh off the last relationship, so I don't want to rush into anything.
But you can still, like, I think people, you can't really tell. Like, you'll find.
There's no rules. There's no life. Life has no rules with these sort of things.
Life hacks.
Yeah. Life hacks 101. How to find a husband.
How to find a husband.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to. I just sort of had to like I step away from. I mean, I actually really struggle with like dating apps and stuff because I find them so addictive.
Yeah, mega.
Like, so addictive, and like sometimes I guess that falls into that validation thing a little bit.
It's a lot. It's like, how many matches do I have?
And then sometimes you just get the match and be like, cool, I actually don't want to speak to you. You know what I mean? Like,
people are boring. It's like FaceTime me or nothing.
Actually. Yeah, I mean, like how it worked for Max, we spoke for like 10 minutes. I was like, let's just go out. Let's just grab a drink.
And then it worked. It
worked really well.
How were you together? You're allowed to talk about this stuff right now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like 9 months. Something like that. Something along those lines. Yeah, it was really great. I mean, it's really unfortunate it didn't really work out. But it's just the way it is sometimes.
It just happens.
Yeah. Nothing bad happened at all. Like, but so it's one of those things where you sort of you wish it worked out, but then it didn't.
Things are just like
yeah. Fizzling. But yeah, I don't know. Still fresh in it. Still fresh.
Yeah, still fresh. Fresh wound.
Yeah, fresh wounds. Yeah.
But yeah, the hookup culture right now. I mean, I love the dating app design of Hinge. I think it's beautiful. Like, I think it just looks good.
Yeah.
I'm all about like app design. Like, if something is like technically looking good. Like, I love phones.
Yeah.
The way I just love it.
Yeah. I mean, but it's all, the thing is, it's quite funny because it's all the same company. Like, Hinge, Tinder,
Tinder's
Cupid.
Like, Cupid?
Yeah.
On that?
No, I'm not. But like, it's all like the same company.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish. Is that an app?
Yeah, that's like a I think it was big back in the day, but I think it's for like people like 30, 40, 50 stuff.
Match.com.
Oh my days. People back in the day.
It happens.
What
do I do? Yeah. The mic is here, right? The mic,
No, the mic is right in front of you.
I was like, just in case there's like
happening?
other audios.
Yeah, and then I mean, just to circle back on one of the things about, you know, when you were like talking about, you know, being an individual still in a relationship. I think that's also another weird pressure that there is in society now, where being an individual, like being like a I guess like a lot of people sort of call it like the age of individualism now, where we're so
we're
obsessed.
Would have had to be married or something.
Yeah, like and now it's there's a lot of people just like freelancing and not wanting a boss and not
following a career.
Yeah, there's a weird relationship with authority, and how a lot of companies now they do these like non-hierarchical.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. Like when there isn't like they like try and remove hierarchies.
Yeah. That's a good mentality. Then
maybe.
Like, where do we fall in that?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you feel the pressure to like be an individual? Just like.
For a long time, I felt the pressure to not be an individual. I was like, why don't I have an income? Like, why don't I have an annual salary? Why won't I get hired into these groups of companies? Is it the way that my Instagram is? Is it Sabine Khabiri? Is it the name? Like, what does it mean? Like, so I struggled for it. People call me jack of all trades. Like, people call me master of none. Like, I'm like, it's tricky. Like, I guess I am just an individual who's just like literally just doing things to make people happy and stuff. But like, it's tricky. I don't know. It's good that we are individuals.
Yeah.
Your perspective on it is good, because it's like, well, maybe we are just like individuals, and everybody else is going through that, and we're just.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just observation.
It's the way it is.
I mean, also like the saying about the jack of all trades.
You get that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so sad.
A jack of all trades.
The full phrase is actually much more kind.
Yeah, a jack of all trades is better than being a master of one. I think it was something. It was something along those lines of that. But yeah, sure. Yeah.
I feel like as a creative, how is it possible to be only good at one thing?
Yeah.
How? Like.
Yeah. Where's your surname from, by the way?
Khabiri. I knew you were gonna ask.
Yeah.
Half Persian, half English.
Half Persian.
Khabiri is Iranian.
Cool.
So yeah, that's why I look like this. When people ask where
that's why the full eyebrows.
Yeah, my eyebrow. Can you hear my eyebrow? Do you know on your interaction who watches the videos and who doesn't? I saw that feature on Spotify. I was like, that's a good idea.
What
having the video on like
yeah.
Like I never knew Spotify could do that.
Yeah, I just applied for it. There's like a new feature thing for
sick.
it. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, they gave me some statistics and stuff. But the thing is, it's like I don't really push the podcast too much because I'm not on social media, and that's kind of like where like all the people are. So I don't know. There's some sort of.
You have a website for it now, yeah? Part of your website is.
No, there isn't, but I do. Well, it's just on YouTube, because I'm going to try sort of over the next couple of years do the YouTube thing properly.
Yeah, you could.
But I don't know, this starting a podcast and quitting social media in the same year is probably not the wisest decision if I want to push it. I guess like a form of like self-control, self-punishment, something along those lines. Because I think social media is an amazing tool, but I've found it just really hard to use. So I want to, I guess like that's why the year off is just like a reset, because I do really want to use it something to promote stuff like this and stuff that I do in my life.
But minimalism, if you're wanting to do minimalism, it's a good thing to just like strip away the social media, because social media is like the least minimalist ever to exist. Even to construct a minimalist, like, what do you call it, grid is like the most unminimalist structure.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's not really.
That is corrupt.
Yeah.
That is a fucked way of thinking.
Having an aesthetic minimalist grid.
I'm sure like there are like other ways of like promoting.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out ways to do it. I've done that newsletter thing, which I haven't actually.
Oh, you should so, because I think I tried to sign up.
Yeah, no, you have signed up, because I can see who's signed up. But
I said that I had, and I had it.
Yeah.
Thank God it actually did.
No, I'm pretty sure you have, but there's
It's like logistics.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff where my problem is quite often I try to run before I can walk.
Yeah, I'm the same.
You know what I mean? So I start things and then it just gets a bit too overwhelming, and then I sort of just like step away from it. So what I'm trying to do now, which I feel like I've gotten a lot better over the last year or so, is to just like, hey, take things slowly, and just like, and then, you know, in it for the long run.
Yes, no, absolutely. No, I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Run before. I feel like though, I literally was like, why can't I fucking go slower at things? Just like chill. But I think it's also like it's the way our growth goes. We usually tend to go like, because you and Katie were talking about like, oh, your nephew.
My
nephew, yeah, is like growing rapidly, and you feel like you have to keep up with the nephew.
Yeah.
But like, as a human being, your growth is going to be stunted after a period of time. Like technically, it's not possible to keep going at the rate that we're going. Otherwise, we will actually die. Like technology moves too quickly. It's not possible. But yeah, I think it's good to just like slow down and like just appreciate things from a slower rate of time.
Because I think actually you get a lot more done
if you literally slow down, because your mental health will literally be more focused if you're not being so fucking rapid at everything.
Yeah.
Like the concentration span.
Can we talk about mental health for a bit?
Do you want to talk about mental health?
Yeah.
Do you want to get into about your mental health, brother? Let's go.
I guess I get a call. Like, I guess a good starting point would be just, I guess like the same point where I was making about the validation on social media. Showing your bodies. Yeah. There's the other thing where it's like showing your bad times on social media. You know, like when I guess when you're going through like a tough stage, to sort of share that with the world. Just sort of, I guess there's there could be a few reasons for it, just to sort of like shine light on things aren't okay all the time, because because they're not just how the world works, right? You can't be completely plain sailing all the time. So I guess from one side, it's good to like shine a light on it, but then on another stage, it's like, some would say it's like that's almost like it's quite sacred, it's like that,
keep it towards you.
Keep it towards you. I mean, you're obviously very public with it.
I think the way I cope with things is I feel like I would probably not be alive, like if I never shared as much about myself. Like I feel like I don't even, like, I know maybe I run before I can walk. There have been situations where like, I have not given myself the healing time that I could have. Like I could just insert more boundaries. But to be fair, like I feel like I wouldn't have achieved as much with myself if I hadn't just kept going without the boundaries and stuff. So I think I am just more open because like, I'm sorry, like if I keep something to myself, it fucking hurts inside. I have IBS. So I literally like will shit all the time. I literally like, it feels like
that's fully a thing. I'm aware because Kate and Ella both.
Yeah, it's a thing. And it's so like, anxiety can trigger it. I'm like, I'm like on my antidepressants now, like 25 milligrams sertraline. But
really?
like, yeah. But I literally like, hey, I tear this place apart. But before, when I got prescribed the 50 milligrams of sertraline, I literally like couldn't wake up without, I would cry every morning. I would cry throughout the day. And I guess psychologically, I was probably just healing. Like, and people would always be like, just go slow. You don't need to be better immediately. But I literally couldn't cry. I couldn't breathe. Like, I would literally be having panic attacks all day, every day.
Really?
And it was really too physical. Like, it was like shocking. I would go for runs and I'm like, what is this actual chemical thing? Like, why wouldn't it like fuck off? And like, that's obviously like the fight of it and stuff. But like being prescribed the Sexuality, and like literally like, I was like, okay, I don't want to do this, because I had a bad experience with my medication before back at university. Like the whole like, when I like tried to die, I was on
how you
so
laugh
much.
at it.
We're gonna laugh, man. We're gonna laugh.
You're laughing
But I
off.
literally was like, what, 40 milligrams of fluoxetine. I think fluoxetine is the highest dosage, like the highest, the strongest. That's like Prozac in the US.
Okay.
So I was on a large amount of fluoxetine and beta blockers, which is like anxiety stoppers. But I literally was so fucking numb at that rate. Like I was so dark all the time, but I was also so numb. So it's like, what is the fucking point? But don't really know how we came onto this. But just in general,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would much rather prefer to be open than to be closed, because I feel like I will actually like, there's too much fucking thought processes going in my brain to be quiet about it. We shouldn't like hide what we have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's different coping mechanisms, I guess.
It's coping. It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah. Do you find it whenever you share it with people, it's kind of like, okay, I don't need to hide this, or
I don't know. I think I've just been doing it for so long that I don't ever feel like the release. Like I struggle with confrontation. Like if somebody is like annoying me and stuff, I don't want to ever make someone feel like they have to change for me. So I struggle with like communicating stuff like that. But if it's like just my plain struggle, I'll just be like, damn, because I know that somebody else could be going through it as well. And if they hear that, then like, the amount of times people fucking tell me that they're on medication because I've just told them, and it's like, it's crazy, like the stigma we have on it. But yeah, man. How do you feel about it? How do you go through bits? What's
my mental
you don't
health?
need to go through anything.
No. I generally speaking, I'm pretty stable.
Yeah.
I mean, I do go through
Bouts.
yeah, of course, like anyone. I think probably I mean, I put a lot of pressure on myself just to be a good person.
Yeah, you do, I think.
So I think and that comes in many shapes and forms. So I think whenever for me, the way I think of it, it's like a double-edged sword in whichever direction I go. So for example, like if I'm not looking after myself, you know, I'm not doing my exercising, eating, whatever, meditating, then obviously there's the physical effects that actually make me not feel good. But then on top of that, I also feel guilty that I'm not doing the things. And then on the other side, when I am good and I do exercise and drink lots of water and take my creatine and yeah, you know, like just like when I do all the things that when I lived my life the way I want to live it. First of all, I know it's good for me and it's having the actual like physical effects, but then I also feel good about what I'm doing. Yeah. So again, it's like a double-edged sword in that sense that it's like, it's a good double-edged sword that like, I feel great about it. So yeah, I do have bouts, but again, you know, I don't think it's, you know, I think I've been pretty blessed in that sense where I'm not, I don't think I'm too chemically imbalanced.
No, it seems like it in a good way. Somebody was asking me like, how much do you like, not in a weird way, but like my friends sometimes check up on how much I eat and stuff. Like I don't struggle with like body stuff, but like because I guess it is obviously like it is a like symptom of depression, but I don't feel happiness from eating. I don't want to eat, and I don't want to take care of myself. Why? Like for me to like the obsessiveness about like taking care of myself, like running and stuff, it only comes in like obsessive bouts or complete like resistance, which like I do wish that I was. Well, I don't wish anymore. Like I'm not going to force myself to be a certain way, but like it would be nice to be like on the double-edged sword and like literally like feel like because I feel like if I'm running like on that double-edged sword and I'm like surviving, like then I'm going too fast and then I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna snap, but that's only because I come from an obsessive part of it, which I struggled. Like sometimes I really get like upset because I'm like, I really worry that I'm like actually like bipolar, manic, like, do you know, like both, which would kind of like, I mean,
I don't know you well enough, so
I don't know, but it would kind of make sense. But again, it's like, it's not a bad thing, but I don't really know. I think I don't have,
Yeah, I guess it's not really, I guess a healthy way to look at it is not as like a bad or a good thing. It's just
the way things are.
Yeah, the way things are, and then just learning how to cope with.
Well, yeah, I literally like for being like, okay, I am like open as shit. So I really struggle to find anyone that has bipolar disorder or whatever. I don't really know how you word it, but like it is so rare for me who is open to be able to find it. So I can't imagine the people that are like don't even understand what it could be or don't like have like, if I am fucking the fear of being that because I have no awareness of how to deal with that, then I can't imagine what other people are going through, like who actually are diagnosed but have no understanding of how that means to be, like. So it's just like, let's just talk more, let's just be more like open.
more open about it. I do I completely agree about like, for me it's like the more we talk about things the better, the more discussions the better. I mean, also, hence this KOKO Pods.
Maybe I'll come back one day and I'll be like, yes, I actually am bipolar.
You're just a completely different person.
Like, but I always represent this way, like.
But
that it's like a high pressure. It's like I will be like fucking like great. I'll be like to a wine, so we have to go to this like party or something. But like, I have been working 7 days a fucking week and it's been like 24 hours a day. I cannot be this way. Like, so I will snap and I'll just be like, nope.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what people do.
Yeah. You just have to like
humans process things.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We go and then we stop. And then we
what about your podcast? What's your friend's name?
Nicole,
yeah.
So we were literally like, it's so funny that we're friends because we were, I mean, we were like acquaintances. Like we came from a work. Yeah, what's the time?
11:40.
It's chill.
Yeah, we got time.
We're just vibing.
Yeah.
I think I literally said 12:30 is like my kind of like.
I'll probably be done by then.
Yeah, I'll be done. Nicole and I were just acquaintances and we literally just came at it from like a work perspective. Obviously we weren't thinking about it as like we could get paid, but it's more like what service do we want to provide for the world. So we are a partnership we make up Sex PM. We just talk about generally, it's a very fucking hard thing to do, like actually like physically maintain the podcast or maintain like a YouTube, like if we literally work elsewhere. It's nuts, but we want to get more into it and stuff. But we generally, we just kind of like our conversation. We just keep talking. Just like we'll tackle different topics. Have you ever watched any of them?
Only bits, only like clips. I haven't watched the whole one. Sometimes
people come up to me and they're like, I really loved your like bi-pan conversation. Like, and I'm like, who are you? I don't know who you are. Like, and like not many people watch that stuff. But yeah, it's good. It's fun.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, I do really enjoy it because it's something I do daily. Like anyway. Like it's easy, but it's also we have to like freaking remember that other people aren't as like free, so it probably frees other people up a mad amount that I don't even realize. I mean, it's just nice to talk to. I mean, if you ever want a straight man's perspective on things, 100%. What we wanted to do I don't know if anyone listens to this and they have a perspective on this, but we wanted to do like because I think is my audio going to be like fucked if I'm going?
I fix it.
You fix it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do like POV of like dating if hookup culture wasn't toxic. So I would like literally like film like, oh, you're going on a date. Like imagine like you're going on a date with Coco and Coco's asking the right questions. Like you're like an open individual. Oh, so what do you actually want from this date? Like, you know, like an actual POV, because I guess that could land quite well.
That would be funny.
A good way to like teach us being like funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the ideas that probably work fun.
I'd be down to do that, you know.
But I think generally, like, it would be good to just have a straight guy on the podcast, because I really wanted to speak more with like bi men, because I think bi men, not that you have to be a bi man, dude. You be. But like, there are not enough bi men that we have conversations. If you think about it, the gay folk that you're friends with, not just specifically your gay folk, I think the queer community is like kind of unaccepting of bi men.
Yeah, and I think the whole bi thing in general can be a bit weird, because it's like whenever someone's bi, say a guy's bi or a girl's bi, and the guy gets with a girl, or the girl gets with a guy, it's like, you're not bi. It's like,
yeah.
It's like you
have to be one or the other. Like, who do you prefer right now? Like,
yeah, and I think I think being bisexual it definitely seems, from my perspective, it seems easier to be gay than it is to be bi.
100%. Yeah. And obviously, luckily, we've come through a time of like mad suffering for the gay community. But again, that's why it is easier to be gay than to be bi, because I feel like there's way more validation for the suffering that gay people have like surpassed.
No, so I just moving my mic. Yeah.
But like, yeah. I feel like the visibility is really not there for. Yeah,
I mean, also it's just like today's time. Yeah, it's just we live in such a weird sexual time where it's like kind of I feel like so many rules have been peeled.
Yeah.
About like a society's idea of sexuality, and I mean personally, I think there's definitely like there's some issues with it, like how I was talking to you about, like you know like it's almost like not encouraged to be straight, this whole thing. So I think like it's just fascinating to even observe whenever, like, you know, watching conversations and stuff, how people approach topics. It's like, yeah, I feel like just so much stuff has just been struck back. Then like now it's starting to like rebuild in a different way. Yeah. Do
you think that you have how many things would you say that you've watched of like gay, bi, straight? Like, how I realized, right? It was like, again, I have witnessed like loads of stuff in my life, but like I was on set and I was like the AD, right? And I had to call like cut because the director was like kissing the actor in the scene. I don't know if this is confidential. One day this will come out. And
there's no names. No.
But yeah, and then I was watching it and I literally like got fucking like lost because I'd never witnessed like girls like kissing and stuff. Like, and I'm pansexual, but like it was not even like erotic or anything. I was just like fucking like weirdly mesmerized, and the people were like, cool guy, and they've been like kissing for like ages, and I was like, fucking nuts.
That's hilarious.
But I feel like we don't see enough actual true, like, I don't know, gay shit. Like, we go to gay clubs and stuff, but I think it's like, I don't know. I think we definitely do need more media about. I don't know if you've ever seen that lady of a portrait of a lady on fire. Maybe you'd like it.
No. What is it?
It's a film.
Oh, let's see.
I think it might be a French film. I've not seen it, but they really like recommending.
Yeah, you're recommending. So,
but it's highly recommended.
Okay.
I think there's like 2 gay women or something.
Okay.
But basically just saying that we need to see more of it. That's because I see a lot of like, are you on TikTok?
Nah.
I can't imagine you would. Like, again, I've only moved to there to try and be like career orientated.
Yeah. I would like to use it as a tool.
You could use that instead of Instagram. Fuck Instagram off for a moment for the year, maybe in a half year. Move on to TikTok because that would actually be.
That'd be a good way to promote it. Yeah.
Because you already do your little clips of videos from the thing, don't you? So. Because I saw, I don't know if you must have edited it, if the one of you and Johnny and Ella.
Oh yeah, that one.
So funny, but that would boom
on TikTok. Yeah.
And your stuff isn't explicit, really. Like you're not obviously this podcast, whatever. But like you could. That's the tactic.
Maybe I have thought about it. You're
creating the short videos already.
Yeah, I might as well.
Through to your YouTube.
Yeah. I have thought about it for sure.
Yeah. I think that's got to be the
TikTok
way,
star.
TikTok star. But I mean, it's not mega. It's not that much work for you because you're already creating little videos.
Yeah.
You just be posting it. Just be like hashtag.
Yeah. It will be any traction will be good, really.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
how do you feel about your podcast right now?
Good. I like it. I like
the way you've moved with it. Like I think it's like, it feels like a quality. Like piece of like I download it and like it's quality. Like I know it's not edited, but to be fair, like the way you conduct it, like you are good at interviewing people.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like so I don't know what kind of what kind of stuff are you wanting to talk more about on your thing? You're just interviewing. You're doing the stories.
I mean, like, there's a lot. I do want to get into like obviously some like hot topics and whatever. But I don't know. I just for me right now, I'm happy that I'm doing this because I've been wanting to get into the interviewing people thing for a while, and I've been wanting to do some in the future. To do some documentary stuff where sort of I'm in front of the camera and I'm just like speaking to people type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of using this as like a practice.
I think it's a good practice.
But then also obviously that's one of the pluses of it, but it's not the only reason I'm doing it. I just because first of all I just like speaking to people.
Yeah.
And it's also an archive for me and my friends as well that we can just look back at.
Well, absolutely.
A bunch of reasons, but yeah, I do eventually. I think once I get more confident on speaking on certain topics, and whenever I get access to certain people that I'd like to speak to, on topics, then yeah, I mean it's very vague, but yeah, I just want to just keep going with it. And then one of the things where I think I've gone wrong in the past is I've been so worried about being good at something that.
Oh, that
was a loud buzz.
That's fucking. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, I think I was so worried about being good at something that it was stopping me from doing it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's fucking difficult.
Yeah, and I sort of had to come to terms with like, yeah, it's just not going to be good to begin with, and then learn as you go. I think is one of the best ways to go about things. Like learning from doing is, I mean, in the past is how I've learned things. Of learning by just sort of like not faking it, but
well, yeah,
you know what I mean. Just just like just trying it out and just.
It's like it's okay that you have ran before you could walk.
Yeah. Trip a couple times, but stand up and then.
But it's so like.
Yeah.
You're doing it well. Like you are like, if we talk technically about it, like the way that you conduct conversations, you give space. You are a good listener. Like you do have the ground basis for good podcasting. You don't seem all like not ulterior motivated. Like you don't seem mad. Like I want to conduct you in this way, this way, that way. Like you give enough space for silence, and that's why it's good as well to show that it's unedited, because it's like I've been able to listen to it all and be like, man's good. Man's fucking good. Like, this is free. It was just a free space.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're like, you've already created so much and you only just started.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like some words of encouragement. I feel validated. I feel validated.
I get you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sweet. Thanks very much.
But bravo, kid.
All right. Well,
That's nice.
I think we can end it there.
Yeah,
Next
that's a
time,
wrap.
see me on Sex PM.
Oh yeah, probably next time. See you on 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
I've
inviting
told
myself.
no, you're coming. You'll be vibey. We'll think of a way to do it.
No, it's of course, yeah, it'll be fun.
Fun.
Thanks for coming on,
Thanks for having me.
Sabine.
Thanks.
Is that the proper way to pronounce it? Is it?
Yes, Sabine.
Sabine. Sweet.
Costadin.
Costadin. Yeah. Costadin in the flesh.
In the flesh.
All right, everyone.
Thank you, really.
Bye.
Bye. We did it.
Yeah, back in the real world.
Back in the